Hello and welcome to another episode of What Do You Call It podcast. I'm your host, GB. Today's guest is an actor known for his work across films and television, including appearances in Gotham and the critically acclaimed wrestling drama, The Iron Claw. Please welcome Kevin Anton. Kevin, how you been, mate? You all good?
Hello. Yeah, I'm all good, man. Over here in the East Coast of the U.S. So yeah, it's still a little cold here, but we're expecting spring pretty soon.
Nice, mate. Actually, in a bit the same boat as you, even though we're across the pond, different sides of the world. It's actually bloody
That's right.
freezing at the moment, but we are expecting some sunshine soon, hopefully by Easter. So fingers crossed, mate. But what I'm going to do before I
All
discuss
right, cool.
Gotham, your other filmography, what I want to know, what first inspired you to pursue acting, and how did your journey begin?
Yeah, yeah. So thanks for the question. I mean, I think I've been doing it since ever since Star Wars, right? I mean, ever since I saw Star Wars, um, I've always that kind of inspired me. So throughout grammar school, I did small plays. Then in high school, I got more into like sports, obviously playing, baseball, and then college, more sports, baseball and rugby, and then I guess but I was always still doing it and still like doing something creative. And I guess like my sophomore or junior year in college, I was like, this is what I want to do. And then graduated, worked a few years doing a 9 to 5 sales job, then quit that, moved to New York City, and just started studying at the Lee Strasberg Theater Institute. And from there, I just, was just full on, working in like restaurant jobs and just doing what every actor does, but, and just trying to make it. So, yeah.
No, that's fair, mate. That's fair. Having transitioned from the theatre in New York City and then to film and TV, what do you miss most about performing live?
I mean, see, it's a good question, but like for me, I kind of approach it the same way. Because like when you're on set, right? Like there's usually like 50 people around you anyway, from costumers to just everyone. So I mean, just in terms of like the way I see it, it's everything's a performance. Even like doing like self tapes, like
Mm.
auditions. Like I kind of approach everything like a play, even that way. A lot doing live theater, obviously, you get that instant gratification. And that's great, and there's more of a community and stuff like that. But I kind of like approach it the same way, I mean, it's not that I miss it. It's just, it's all the same to me. It's all
Yeah.
that just like becoming the character and moving the story forward. So, I know some people think, they love the theater and don't like film and TV or the opposite. To me, it just meshes into one thing.
No, I actually do understand that, to be fair. I
Yeah.
know there's
Yeah.
different audience stuff, but it's essentially it's the same thing, isn't it? In front of a live crowd,
Yeah.
but not always a crowd. It might be like TV with a crowd, but then you are working with a large
Yeah.
crew, camera crew, production. Like you said, the costume designers, and there's just so much production elements to it. And you also have to learn lines. You're doing that both in
Yeah.
theatre and films and TV.
It's
I mean,
true. It's true.
I couldn't do it myself. I've got terrible memory. But no, I actually applaud you for it. The fact that you've worked across vast different genres, from Gotham to Iron Claw, how do you prepare to mentally shift from these roles? I know we talked about, the similarities between theatre and acting, but for each role that you take and then you switch from one to another, how do you do that personally as an actor?
Just a lot of prep, like from the moment, I guess even from like before you're even cast, like from the moment I get the sides to audition, right? From that moment on, and this is completely true, like the character's in me. I just read the lines and I've already started creating the character. Even if I'm not like doing it then, if I'm doing some other kind of work, it's just in my mind. So I don't know. It's just a process that I just don't stop thinking about it. It doesn't overtake my life, but like it just you they say in film you're supposed to like play like Kevin Anton as a cop. So
Yeah.
you're not like you're not becoming this like different outrageous character. You you're putting yourself into the character. So I guess just preparing, every role is different, especially playing someone like Harley Race. That's way different because he was a real person, right? So you got to get a lot of stuff, you got to get a lot of stuff right because he actually existed. Whereas, something like Gotham or like Dead Ringers or something like that, you're actually, creating these characters, for the first time usually. So.
That's fair. We'll touch on Harley Race, by the way. But I mean, that performance, even speak to you before, thought it was a real stand of the film. But what was it like stepping into the world of Gotham? So, which already has such a rich legacy in the DC universe.
Yeah, Gotham Gotham was great. I mean, that was a great experience. Um, it was just, I mean, it was epic show. I think the episode I shot was where Butchie, the character of Butchie hadn't become like his evil part yet, but like the Penguin was just like running for mayor and he was starting to come up, but he wasn't really the Penguin yet. So I mean, it was just a really cool experience. Great set, great directors. Real, and then shooting in New York, right? I mean, just shooting on location in New York, just like the best.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Gonna touch on Iron Claw, as I mentioned in the intro, and then
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Please,
Harley
please go ahead.
Race.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
First of all, what was your reaction from when you first got involved with the iconic film now, the Iron Claw, and then you got to portray the wrestling legend Harley Race?
Yeah, so I really didn't know a lot about Harley Race that much beforehand. So, and this is a true story. Originally, my agent gave me the sides to read an audition for the role of Bruiser Brody,
Oh,
but that
really?
was never going to happen because no, but just like that was never going to happen. What
Yeah.
actually happened was Sean Durkin, who had done Dead Ringers, who wrote, directed, and produced Iron Claw, from what I understand, already had me in mind. So that was just like, it was just like a put him on tape. So, uh, just the whole like getting that, and then the prep work, and then shooting. We shot in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, right? And actually, I think 2 or 3 weeks before I came down to shoot, that monologue that I did, that speech from Harley, Sean actually didn't write that in the script yet, but he emailed me and said, "Hey, dude, I'm gonna add this to the script. I'm gonna have Harley do like a little promo. It's not in the script yet, but here's like a YouTube video of it, and here are the lines. It's gonna be in, but this is it." So from then on, dude, I ripped that video from YouTube of Harley doing that, and I took the audio and I put it on my iPhone, and I just played it through and through every morning for hours, going on a walk, anywhere I went. So, I mean, when I was sleeping, I constantly had like that one particular promo we did in my mind, and the cadence and all that stuff. So that's one of the ways like I prepared. Um, Other stuff like that.
Honestly, mate, you embrace Harley Race. He's got such a distinct voice. He's loved by wrestling fans, and it's a pioneer. And that voice does. It's God's green earth. I mean, I'm not gonna, continue my bad
No, no,
impression
no,
of
no.
him.
No. That's cool because, like I said, I really didn't know a lot about Harley Race
Yeah.
until I got the role and I researched him. But also, Chavo Guerrero, the legend Chavo Guerrero, he was our stunt and wrestling coach. So I remember we were waiting in this little small kickboxing arena on a highway in Baton Rouge. We're waiting for Zach to come. That guy from. And Chavo was telling me these stories about Harley, about how Harley used to drive his car. Harley would drive, and he would have a guy in the passenger seat who just opened beers and gave him his beers. That was his job. Not even joke. So they went from place to place to place.
Yeah.
And I just kept absorbing everything Chavo was telling me about him, about, how he acted, how in real life he really was that tough. And that really helped out a lot. Even though we only maybe 15, 20 minutes, that really helped me a lot. And then I kind of felt like, Chavo gave me for the first time. I think I kind of felt I got his approval too. Because, I mean, think about it. Chavo was a legend, and
Mm.
Chavo knew the guy personally. So, you know.
got the approval. And it was such a tough role, but for me, it really was a standout. What was it like working with Zac Efron, by the way? How was he?
Great, awesome. I mean, that was one of the highlights of my career. Was awesome. That one particular fight scene took like 14 or 15 hours to shoot. I'm not even kidding. It was that long. And Zach and I were there the entire time. I mean, we were just in and out of the ring, like literally doing takes. I mean, we were like drenched in sweat. Like all that's real. Like none of that's like fake. It's all happened on like so. They built the sportatorium ring to scale. Like that's what you see is exactly what the way it looked.
Yeah.
So I mean, he was great. Super talented, obviously super in shape, super dedicated to the role too. Just a really really good guy.
So I mentioned about the film being critically acclaimed. It got rave reviews from critics and fans. But for you
Yeah,
personally, as your performance as Harley Race, what's the reception that you received yourself from, maybe your colleagues,
I've
even those in the wrestling business?
it's been I would say 99% positive, right? I mean, like I I don't I like really really positive reviews. I think maybe one wrestler, Kevin something, I don't know his name, said like I, I don't know, but for the most part, everyone really liked it. Even Harley's son, Justin Race, who actually just messaged me today on Instagram. We talked back and forth. He really liked it. So I mean, really, really, you know, good, good vibes. I also think like a lot of people don't even recognize me too when they see me because like I had that beard and I think I looked a lot
Mm.
different. So like, you know what I mean? Like even at the screenings, we went to a bunch of screenings, and I don't think people even realized like I was even playing Harley.
Yeah.
No, seriously, like if that
Oh
makes
wow.
sense, it's weird, but yeah, I truly mean that. Like they, some people did, but some people didn't. They're like, "Were you in the movie?" So, and that's cool. I don't really, but yeah, no, I mean, really good, positive feedback, and like I said, but I will say one thing for the record. Like some people said, Harley didn't have any tattoos in the movie. That's not true. I did. I had the exact tattoos that Harley had, but we took them off. Like Sean wanted to take them off halfway through because they were bleeding because of sweat. So
Oh
I
wow.
have pictures of the tattoos. I'll send you. Yeah, no, I had Harley's tattoos. True story. It was just we removed them like halfway through, like when we were doing the fight scene.
Yeah.
So they were definitely there. Definitely.
Bit of trivia there for the film fans out there.
I'm world's heavyweight champion. Me, Harley Race, the real world's heavyweight champion. Not any of this plastic nonsense that you all parade around with out there. You have all these guys walking around talking loud about how they are the man. Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, Tommy Rich, or one of your snot-nosed Von Erich kids. Well, this belt is the only measure of who is the man. And that man is me, the world's heavyweight champion, Harley Race.
What makes this story so powerful compared to other sports films that have been released in the past?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. So I don't really think because it's not really like I don't see it as like a real sports film, right? Like so when I saw Sean Durkin, the right director producer at the premiere afterwards, I just gave him a hug and I said, "Dude, this is not a wrestling movie." He was like, "Exactly, it's not. It's really a story about brothers, right?" And even like at the end when Zach goes, he's having a moment with his sons and he says he used to be your brother, right? I mean, people just lost it. So I think that there's wrestling sprinkled in there, and yes, that's like one of the main like subplots, but it's really a story about the bond of the brothers. I mean, and how powerful it is because you see them, in the beginning, they're off playing football and doing this and doing that, and then as the story unfolds from Act 1 to Act 2 to Act 3, you see the tragedies, right, and then you get to go through what the family's going through. So I think that's what really separates it from other sports genre movies.
It's a brilliant film, and it's one of those films that you don't have to be a wrestling fan to truly appreciate the art of this story
Yeah,
told. It's a brutal story, but the fact that Kevin is still with us to tell the story and to continue the Von Erich
yeah,
legacy.
yeah, absolutely. Where did you see it?
I saw it at the cinema, so when it came out,
In the theater?
yeah,
Oh
I saw it at the
wow,
cinema in here.
that's
So
great.
I knew the story though, but the person I went to watch with didn't know, so I didn't want to So I was just like, oh God, get ready to
Yeah, yeah,
cry.
no, yeah,
It's,
yeah, no. Just real quick. So obviously, I saw it for the first time at the screening in Texas,
yeah.
uh, the same theater where they caught Lee Harvey Oswald. That
Oh,
was
wow.
crazy because like I didn't see it before, so I was like, wow, this is pretty cool.
That's quite crazy, mate. That's crazy. What I do want to ask is, how does Dead Ringers compare to other projects that you've worked with in terms of the intensity?
Dead Ringers was great because that's another one Sean directed, and that was working with Rachel Weisz, you know what I mean, who was great. Uh, I got to be intimate with her. I don't know if you saw it in episode 6,
Hmm.
and my character was named Larry, and actually the every when you do a film and TV, right? Normally every project has a code name, and this code name was called Larry's Diner. Even though I was only in it for like a little bit in episode 1 in the intro, and then in episode 6 they still called it because I opened the scene with the two twins, and I'm supposed to be drunk and I'm being kind of like vile, but that opens the whole series. But working on that was great. It was a great psychological thriller, great time, great to work with great actors. I mean, that was really cool during COVID too. Actually, they're both during COVID. Iron Claw more towards the end, but Dead Ringer is like we shot that right in the middle. So like you were testing every day,
Just that's crazy, to work through the pandemic.
every day, every day. I mean, like you would have to test every day.
Yeah. But you've seen the rewards of it, though. The fact that you've been able to produce
Yeah, yeah,
awesome
yeah,
projects. You know,
yeah.
that's blessed, mate. Just a few more questions, and then I'll let you enjoy the
Yeah,
rest of your afternoon. Yes, afternoon for you at the time of
yeah.
recording. Uh, um,
Right,
are
right.
there, are there any directors whose style profoundly influenced the way that you think about your performances?
Uh, I mean, I would say like the ones probably everyone would think of, like like Spielberg, Scorsese, you know, people like that. Only because like I think, and there's so many others, and of course Sean Durkin, but there's so many others, but because of the way they really tell the stories, it's about the story, right? It's not about like the cute camera work or like quick cuts. It's really about the acting,
Mm.
and like I was reading somewhere like Spielberg shoots everything wide open, meaning that like if you watch his background, he wants everything in focus, mostly everything in focus. So which is could be tough sometimes if you're shooting on low light because you got to light that stuff. But he wants everyone to see even what's in the background. Whereas you see other directors where they have the close ups and everything has a little it's blurred out. So I thought that was really cool. So those kind of directors, anyone from the '70s, even I mean now there's a million great directors, but I kind of lean more towards the ones who are great storytellers, right?
Yeah.
Um, because those move me the most. You know what I mean? And it could be independent, or it could be something honestly as great as Sinners. I actually really enjoyed Sinners. I mean, I thought it was like that really surprised me. Like Coogler, I was like, I kind of knew the story. I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't know how they were going to introduce the vampire. I was like,
Still
that's a
haven't
great
seen it yet.
story.
I know the spoilers. Don't worry about. I still haven't seen
You
it
haven't seen it yet?
yet. I haven't seen it.
Oh,
But I do
go
know about it.
watch it. Go
Don't
watch
worry.
it. Watch it because that was one that surprised me. Some of them that are up for awards, I'm like, okay, this one I was like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
I was like, this is cool. I mean, the soundtrack, I was like, this is. I like movies where like the soundtrack connects with the visuals, with the acting. I was like, this is cool. So I would definitely suggest watching Sinners. I really liked it.
Definitely got to watch it. It's on my watch list at the moment. Last question. This doesn't have to be film related, but I feel like we might keep it film themed. Three dream dinner guests
Yeah, anything you want.
for your dream party, dead or alive, fiction, non-fiction. Three guests, and I want a quick reason as to why you want this person there. Give me the first guest to your dream party.
uh, maybe Sean Penn.
Good choice.
Sean Penn. I would say, I would want to, and for different reasons too. Bono, and Bono not only because his music, but I dig his vibe. Like I want to hear also more about like his humanitarian, um, um, you know, just his whole vibe on that because I just really dig what he does. And I mean, the third, could be. I mean, there's so many people. Like I would want to ask Obama questions, but I mean, there's just third. I don't know, dead or alive. Maybe Shakespeare. Just to ask him. Hey, did you wrote these right? What was going on through your mind? Or Hemingway. I just someone where like I could get a glimpse into like their thought process because I think that also helps in like for me for like the creative process to learn how someone got about or just came up with ideas because a lot of times like I think Spielberg said good ideas are bad ideas that you just worked on, right? So I think that's like one of the coolest things is meeting people who are constantly moving forward, constantly trying to evolve, and I think constantly are trying to make the world a better place. I mean, seriously, right? Because especially what's going on now with the world, we need a little bit of things going right.
I agree, mate. It's a good way to end it.
You know,
I like the guest choice,
fair,
by the way. Bono, Obama, Shakespeare. Got a little bit of grudge to Shakespeare. I
fair.
had to put with him for about 6 years at school.
Yeah.
So. But
Oh
that
yeah,
Sean
yeah.
Penn, obviously fantastic actor. Milk, I think his performance in Milk is amazing, and I felt so bad for Mickey Rourke.
Did you see him? Mickey Rourke's great too. Did you see him in One Battle After Another?
I've not seen that one yet. I'm literally a little bit behind
You
the
gotta
Michael
see it.
films.
He's great in it. I mean, he won the Oscar. He was great in it.
Mm.
He's one of those actors. He's just good. So believable.
I love him in like Mystic River. That's fantastic. When he's like
Yeah,
literally
that's
shouting,
great. It was great.
"Is that my daughter? Is that my
Yeah,
daughter?"
yeah,
It's like, oh,
yeah. It was great, right?
it's an amazing film. Actually, I'm gonna ask you one last question, actually, and you're gonna probably think, "Oh, it's a bit of maybe a bland question," but I think it's quite interesting to ask an actor with your CV, especially. What's your favorite film of all time? I know it sounds like a basic
See,
question.
I mean, no. It's probably gonna be like Star Wars or like Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, and I think it's Star Wars because it really like. I mean, to me, it's like the perfect film, right? Because it's everything about your childhood. You know what I mean? It's like good versus evil. It's very simple. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's the first thing that would come to mind. But also maybe Raiders of the Lost Ark. I mean, back in the day, I'd probably say like Casablanca or stuff. But I mean, there's just so many to choose from. I probably watch like I don't know 30 movies a week. So it's like it's I'm constantly trying to watch them. But I mean, I think Star Wars is probably my favorite movie just because it makes me feel good. It brings you to like that happy place. For me.
A New Hope is my favorite Star Wars film as well. I know most people want to say
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
Empire Strikes
yeah.
Back, but for me, New Hope is the one that
Yeah,
kickstarts it all, and I just think it's a better story. But they're all brilliant in it. Well, not all
yeah.
the Star
I
Wars
agree.
films. There's some bad ones.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I agree.
The original trilogy is fantastic. Kevin, thank you very much for your time. Where can the listeners find you on social media so they can keep up to date with your
Yeah,
next?
they can find me on any of the handles. Sorry, at Kevin Anton, or online, kevinanton.com. But I would say Instagram's the most, at Kevin Anton.
Awesome. Give Kevin a follow. Give this video a like. Give me a follow on my social media handles. They will be in the description below. But for now, everyone, I hope you all have a great weekend. Take care, and it's good to be back on the podcast.